Once again, this is just a test. Just to see how this actually is working when I actually do want to go live. I really don't like the way that the lighting looks on the stream versus what it looks like on my computer. Like on my computer, I kind of like it, but for whatever reason, it's not working. Or I should say it's overexposed, I feel like, on the stream anyway. As low as that light will go. Put it in nighttime mode. Give it just a hint of light. How do I get? I'm using Mail Studio for my okay, let me take my Bluetooth out because I can hear the stream from my phone, but I cannot figure out the difference in between both of those. So I'm using Mail Studio for my broadcasting software. And I have Mail Studio. I have the Rodecaster as the. I think I just answered my own question. So I have the Rodecaster on one track within Mail Studio as my microphone, but I literally have the MPC sample set as a second track here. And I can hear the second track, the MPC sample, when I go into the stream, but I do not hear the audio within my headphones through the Rodecaster. So anyway, I just answered this whole question that I was having, because why don't I just move the MPC sample, which is actually running into the Rodecaster, just turn the channel back up and just do the mixing from the doggone mixer itself. So let's try that. So you're going to hear a drop out here probably. If I delete this track, we're going to lose the sample. So I'm going to pause it first. Delete that track, and I'll bring it in over here. Ooh, you hear that? I don't know why that's doing that, but let's see. Yeah, sorry about that. So now I should be able to hear both myself, which I hear both of them here, but I should be able to hear them on the stream as well too. So let's try that. Duh, that worked right there. How about that? What the heck just happened? Yo, what happened? I moved my foot and something happened. I don't know what. I lost my camera. And now this one came back. Wow. So I've been having issues with like this Anchor. I have two webcams that are set up, and so basically I lost one camera when I got the overhead camera working. Now I've lost this one. Okay, so maybe I can't have both of those up at the same time. Maybe that's the case. Anyhow. Let's get back to some R&B cooking. I'm using my iPad as a sound source that's going into the MPC sample, and I can't find my keyboard right now. I have a portable CME X Key Air, and for whatever reason I have misplaced it. I think I had it in my backpack, and I think I took it out at work and left it in my office. So I'll have to check that. So I'm using the Lunch Key Pro MK3 for keys, which is plugged into my iPad, which is creating the sound going into the sample. Get into E flat minor. That's a whole different key. Shut up, Remy. Okay, that's getting on my nerves already. So let's pull out the Arturia. I got way too much stuff going on. All right, so now let's get in here and see if I can sample that to a pad. Dog it. I knew I was gonna screw it up. And I really just tried to start doing doing this really sitting down with this sample or this machine last weekend. So I'm still figuring stuff out and trying to build some stuff up. So as far as what that workflow looks like. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Jesus. So that's as far as I got was there. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, big baby. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm around here like literally testing out live, so I appreciate it. Let's see if that helps out. Let me see. Cause it's like really loud on my, or in my headphones. So let me turn my headphones down. How's that? I'm glad to get some feedback on that. It's like I said, I was trying to test this out because I don't go live. So I'm like, if I want to start doing, I need to test it out. So just throw it out there and just work on it. So overall, the volume sounds better though. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm waiting on this 1.3 update so I can normalize a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's try this again. And I got to figure out what this buzz is too. It's something going on with my wires, but we'll get that. All right. Record and actually, I'm not using the cable. I have used the cable, but right now I actually have my iPad as the my iPad is actually it's my sound generator, and then I have it as an adapter. So coming out of my dongle, I have it running. I have a USB to 1/4 inch split cable, Y cable, and that's running into the back of the sample. So I'm not using MIDI over USB-C. But I had the same thing with the cable as well. From what I've been hearing, the 1.3 is supposed to come out sometime in April. Maybe. But I also have the gain turned up on that because once you're sampling in with the RCA, I want to call them RCAs or whatever, but with the audio cables, once you're sampling in, it has that gain on the back of it. And I have it turned up pretty much, but I didn't also want to clip, but I don't know. This one doesn't sound bad though. I thought it did. The waveforms are just so small, and I think that's where I'm like, I want to normalize. Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, as far as the noise, yeah. How you been doing, by the way? Good to hear from you, Doc. Man, I'm doing good. I'm actually doing really good. I got a whole baby on the way. And so been preparing for that. No, I haven't figured it out. Like I got it when it first came out. I think I got it on Saturday when it launched on Tuesday. I ordered it on Tuesday, and then it didn't come in till Saturday. And so it took me about a week and a half before I really sat down with it, which was like last weekend. And I sat down and tried to, it was actually, to be exact, it was 404 day. So everybody was rocking out for 404. So I guess it was last Friday. And then I thought, last Saturday. And I said, well, I got my SP, but I'm finna really try to dive into this MPC sample. And when I started getting into it, DiBiase's video on the sample, that inspired me to like say, okay, well, he's building up these loops, and then adding the different things, so like jam performing. So I started thinking, man, like the sample is simple enough to where I can go in and do that. So I started with like one drum loop, and then I started building upon it with like different samples that I would chop up, and then see how I could just transition them from A1 to A2 to A3, A4, so on and so forth. And it turned out pretty good. I think I put a little bit of a jam on the channel earlier this week, and that was just me messing around with that process. So I'm figuring it out, but I enjoy it. I like the fact that it's so portable, and I know that the Live 2, I got the Live 2 as well, and it's portable, but Man, in fact, I actually throw this sample in my SP bag. So I leave the SP here, and then I can just throw this into my little case for the SP. My analog cases still. So it fits in there perfectly along with like my cables, and then also I'll throw interface in there just in case I need it. But yeah, no, Doc, I got a baby boy on the way, which I haven't even said that on Facebook or what's the name yet. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Let's do this for a second. Let's see if I mute for. Yep. So it's something in that channel. So I don't think as soon as I muted it, appreciate it. As soon as I muted it to the roadcaster, I don't hear that ground noise anymore. Thank you. Hey, I try. Also, Doc, because I haven't talked to you in so long. But so I was in July. Um, I was 401. Um, as far as how much I weighed, and so I actually decided, man, if I'm gonna keep up with this little 3 year old, well, she was 2 at that time, but trying to keep up with her, I need to lose some weight. So I'm like down almost 50 pounds now. So uh, we just trying to keep up, and that was well before I even found out that I was getting ready to have another one. So hey, we doing the things, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Uh, so I lost the noise when I muted that. And I also, you know what? I don't think that it is the cable coming from the iPad to the sample, because if I bring in the sample as a interface, then I don't hear that noise either. So I'm gonna take the mic off. I'm gonna switch over to the sample as an interface, and we can see if that makes that noise. I don't think it does. Bro, that's amazing, man. Congrats. Yeah, see, it's got to be in the cable coming from the my audio cables, which are coming Y cable out into the roadcaster. So I'll work on that connection there too. Okay. Yeah, because using this as the interface, it's clearer and louder. Gotcha. Man, congratulations on that too. That's what's up. That's what's up. But no, I do like okay, gotcha. The only downside to that, you say it sounds like where it needs to be. The only downside to using that is then I don't have hold on. I was thinking then I can't hear what's going on in the sample, but there's a whole headphone port that I could plug in my headphones to so I could actually hear it. But then I don't have microphone unless I run another track that actually runs the microphone. Ah, hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is all trial and error. I'm glad it's you on here. Yeah, you're right. I do. I actually do need a standalone mixer. So now you should be able to hear my voice. Check 1 2 1 2 check. Okay. So I've added another track in a Mail Studio, which I don't have audio for my microphone, but you can hear it. But now I should be able to hear. You should be able to hear the sample now when I press play. You got audio on that one? Loop back function. You know, I've heard that. I have no clue what that is, though. I'm gonna have to go chat GPT and look that up. I'm on a Mac, my MacBook. Okay, cool. I think I heard B Jammin talking about that uh, loop back because I've been watching some of his streams and I think I heard him talking about it. It is. Mm-mm. Nope, 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 nope. Stupid. Undo. All right, let's try that again. Okay, cool. Thank you. Get it together, son. Bet. I appreciate it. I did get the email. You know, the one thing that I have been like with this workflow using the iPad as my um sound source, like I really like this device just because there's so many like different things that you can use for the sound source. I mean, like any of the NPCs as well, but like I have a Yamaha Seek track, and so with me having the Seek track, um, okay, cool. Um, Having that Seek track, I can use those sound sources, use it as a sound source, but then also the iPad, I got so many different apps that I can use for it. But what I struggle with is the you have to the way that I've been doing it, I have to be perfect with that timing um, to really get it the way I want so that I can do it as a loop versus me having to just record what I want, then go back in and then chop the the phrase that I just played on the pads, and then it gets confusing, like getting it out of the sample into Ableton and having to do all of the muting and different things like that. So it's like a really good sketch pad, but I honestly haven't taken anything out of the sample and bringing it over into Ableton as of yet. So there's like no completed beats the way that I actually make music. So that has been not even it's not a frustration or a challenge. It's been like working through the limitations of that, and then how does that work. But I can say that that was what was fascinating to me also about the SP404 is that I really kind of like the limitations of it because you have to think through what your goal is and what you're trying to do. So like even to the fact of I know that I on sequence A1 I have either it's the drum loop or it's just the regular chords pads along with the drum loop, and then copying that over and what else am I adding to that, and then those things. So it just really makes me actually think about um, what that looks like as far as creating that piece of it, because I'm sure that if I just really want to, I can just go through and sample everything back into the Force or uh, the live, or I can take it right into Ableton. That's just an audio loop or audio uh, track. But anyhow, I'm rambling. Okay, bet. Gotcha. I got you. I got you. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Right, right. I was picking up what you were putting down. Absolutely. But okay, so we talked about this mixer thing. So what do you recommend um that's out there? Cuz I've been looking at the was it Tascam Model 12, I think it is, whatever it is. I was looking at that one for like I feel like 5 years though. I just never pulled the trigger to actually even get it. Um because I always said to myself, I have a Rodecaster. I mean, I got the Rodecaster Pro 1, I got the Rodecaster Pro 2. I do have a little small mixer back behind me over by my DJ rig, but it's not worth anything. And then it's not even USB. But what do you suggest on a mixer? I think the last mixer I actually got was the Lunch, this Novation Launch XL control, launch control, because I've really been diving into Ableton in the last 3-4 months. Okay, the MG1X UO. Okay, so I have a smaller Yamaha, but it's not one that is can be used as a interface. It's just a straight up mixer, and that you have to. I think it's only a small channel mixer. I need to look that up. Okay, MG10XU. Let's look at that. Okay, so I have one that is similar to that actually. Uh, no, but mine is a smaller one. Hold on one sec. Let me get it right over here. Uh, so I don't know what this one actually is. This I think this is an actual maybe a 6. Yep. I have the MG06. But no, it's not USB. Unfortunately, it is straight up power, and that's it. Unfortunately. Oh, it's right there on the front of it. Hmm. Okay. Well, the good thing is, oh wait, where did my deal go? I lost my camera. There we go. Okay. Okay. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I saw that you can put the expansions on there. So I saw it when the guy from Kit Maker um, put it out using Kit Maker. And then I saw that Av posted a video today about doing that on the sample. I haven't done anything with it as of yet, but I um I did see that. And there's a another software that I've been beta testing that actually was able to kind of do it too. And so I've done it with that particular software as well. But I was just building up drum kits to put onto the sample. I wasn't actually um, using the expansion shit. Okay, nice. I need to make sure I actually have the latest version. I think I do have MPC 3 for the desktop. I'm almost positive I do. I can get some of those. What's my guy? Let me pull up my force over here. Can you really call it a favorite kit if you don't know what it actually is when you're trying to think about it? Pad Thai. That's what I was thinking about. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. I can't make my taco meat beats without the heat. Oh, nice. I only have the first one um, of that one, but I use it quite a bit. Yeah, I know. I know. Life be life and big baby. Yes, sir. I always love sitting in here because, especially on wrestling nights, because I can actually sit at the desk. I can create a little bit, but I'm also watching wrestling or either um, I'm watching the actual stream of wrestling days that I watch all the time, and I'm just watching his stream right now because I'm not actually watching wrestling. So I just listen to the highlights from him. All right, I have no other ideas with that one right now, so let's just see what else I got going. So shift and save. Save project. There we go. It lets you know I haven't paid enough attention to this. This is another thing I don't really like about the sample is install them on the SD card. Okay, yeah, which I do have one inside of my sample, so I can drop them over that way. The other thing I don't like about this particular about saving is that they're not being able to, I guess, use the keyboard because I have no clue. The creating or the rewriting of the names is weird. Uh, it's got to be an easier way. I just don't know about. Oh, that's exactly how you had to name your projects. Oh my gosh! So what you're saying is I'm spoiled with these newer these newer things. Oh, yo. So there's a if you hit shift, there's an erase all. Okay. I didn't know that. I'm learning that now. So now I can just do the thing. R just call it that for the time being. And then erase and then do it. All right, cool. Yo, that's how I feel about like going to a job outside of higher education now because um I worked sales before I got into higher education, and you working in sales like I actually sold wireless phones, and so I worked with AT&T first, then Verizon, no, then Cricket, then Verizon. So I worked in wireless for psh, a little over 10 years, I guess, and at the day after Thanksgiving, you have to be there bright and early, 4:35 in the morning, and you working all of the holiday hours, doing all of that, and so you you grinding, trying to make sales quotas and all that. So now that I am working in higher ed, I'm like, bro, I'm off the week of Thanksgiving, and then I get 2 weeks off, and at Christmas time, and I'm still getting paid. Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm in Texas. I've been out here in Texas for little over 3 years now. Yep. And so I was in Arkansas all my life before then. So yep. But yeah, that life of retail. So I never really want to go back to retail if I don't have to at all. So that's why I went on ahead and got my degrees in higher ed, and I plan on staying there. I'm spoiled. I don't want to go and do it. I don't want to do it. I'm out in West Texas actually, so middle of nowhere. It was like, yeah, you in Texas? What part of Texas? You in Dallas? No. Houston? No. San Antonio? No. Middle of nowhere. So yeah, exactly. El Paso, that's the next one. Nope. So I'm not even there. I'm in actually Midland. Midland is where I am, but Midland, Odessa area. So if you remember Friday Night Lights, um, that was in Odessa. But I think there was a game within that movie where they played against school from Midland. I think it was Lehigh during that time. And so, okay, cool, cool, yeah. So that's where I am. So you know exactly where I am, basically. So we're like 5 hours from everything. I have to go to. It's about 5 hours from Dallas. I actually, if I leave at like 4 in the morning, normally when I'm driving to Arkansas, we'll leave at like 4 in the morning, and so we can get to that Fort Worth sign in 4 hours flat um, because of the traffic piece of it. But it takes about 5 hours to get to Dallas. Yes, exactly, middle of nowhere. 5 hours to or 5 hours give or take to get to San Antonio. 5 hours give or take to get to Austin. 4 hours to get to El Paso. So yeah, it's the middle of nowhere. But where I came from in Arkansas, I had to go like an hour to get to like a any place to eat, you know. So at least it's about 40 minutes to get to Little Rock. So that's where all the good shopping was and the food and all that kind of stuff. And here I just if I wanted to go to Costco, I got 6 minutes up the road. If I want to go to HEB or Sam's Club from where I stay, it's like 3 minutes up the road. So I'm good. And then I can get to the airport in like 7 minutes. So even though it's the middle of nowhere, I can do a bunch of stuff right here in this area. And then we can go watch semi pro baseball. The Rock Hounds is like right across the street. So yeah, it's good stuff. We get to see the fireworks. Okay, yeah, Abilene is like 2 hours from here. So yeah, yeah, you got folks all out here. You got to come visit. The only downside about like I feel like the last 3 or 4 times that we have come back from like Arkansas. Oh, nice. Which Houston is like 7 hours from here. So yeah. Um that's right. Where are you now anyway? Um the downside about coming back from Arkansas, which is the way we actually came, um, when we actually are coming back, Virginia. Okay, so how far is Petersburg from Warrenton or like the DC area, Northern Virginia? Oh, okay. So my wife actually grew up in that area, and so she is. We've actually been out there quite a bit. I was out there Thanksgiving. I was out there in February, um, and we drove. And so every time I feel like we've come back from there, it's been raining. And the last time we came back, okay, gotcha. That's cool. That's cool. Yo, you need to send me your number on email. Yes, email me your number because we gotta chop it up. I actually might have some updates. Oh, yes. So the tornadoes and everything that were coming through from they came through like Indiana and Illinois back in February, where we were on our way back from Virginia um, during the time. So the day before all of that stuff hit on that Monday, No, it's that Sunday we were driving back from Virginia to Arkansas, and then that Monday we stuck around in Pine Bluff, and then Tuesday we started driving back from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, to um, Texas. And as we were going through, it started raining on the other side of Texarkana, coming this way on 30. And then by the time we got on the other side of Dallas, the cloud just turned black. And so, like, all the way through Weatherford, um, it was, well, when we got into Weatherford, that's when it really started getting very ominous. And so I started looking at a couple of channels that I follow on YouTube for weather. And that's when I found out about all of the tornadoes and stuff that was happening. And there was a lot of hail that had happened in. Yes, yes, absolutely. There's a lot of hail that happened in Abilene, but it happened before we got to Abilene. So once we got on the other side of Cisco, the sky started to clear up a little bit, but you could still tell that it had already started raining. We never really hit the rain really bad until about, well, probably about between just on the between Weatherford and Cisco, and then it really didn't start to clear up till we got to Baird. And so Baird is where it started to clear up. And then by the time we got to Abilene, I saw all kind of hail on the ground. And then y'all heard reports of where the hail had come down. But on the other side of Abilene, it was like nothing out this way. So yeah, but it never fails. It feels like every time we're on our way back home from Arkansas, it rains and it's like all right there in that area. Oh yeah. No, it was really scary. And so but I was just paying attention just to make sure, because there was also a tornado that I think spun up near Denton, Texas. And so if we were going this way, the weather was like over here. And so we were kind of traveling parallel, but we missed it on the back end of it. So nah, it was scary. Absolutely. Very unpredictable. But all of that was traveling east to y'all. So I was keeping a lookout on it, and making sure everybody was okay out that way too. So, oh, man. Yo, I didn't know that you were that close. So I had to hit you up because we actually go, like I said, we go through coming from Arkansas. We normally stop in Arkansas, and then we'll head through Memphis and Knoxville. Well, Memphis, and then Nashville and Knoxville and all of that as we're going through Roanoke, as we're getting going towards Virginia, or going towards the DC area. For sure, for sure. Let's see here. I was wondering if my mic was just gonna cut out, or if the camera was gonna cut out. There's something I need to fix with the cable there too. Now, are you working in higher ed out there? All right, so let's see what else I actually have here. Shift. Oh, sample select. Ooh, mental health facility. Okay, gotcha. I work for the state. Okay, cool. That's what's up. You making all the big bucks. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. Only for a little while. Shift, copy. I want to go copy to pad bank C13. All right, then let's go back to pad bank A, and then I want to erase that because I put my drums there. Boom. All right, pad C. Let's do 16. Let's see what we got. Okay, gotcha. It's funny you actually just said that question. So yeah, I actually have tried to chop some samples there. I do like the fact that like you just hit chop and then there's it's on one pad and then it only takes up one pad unless you're trying to commit them to the pads to multiple pads. But I do kind of like that. The only downside, and I found this out last weekend, so it's the when you're putting, say, for instance, a drum loop on like sequence one, A1, and then you put a chop on there, when you go to sequence A2, the if you're trying to do like a different set of chops, say for instance, I'm using this so any of those two, if I'm using any of those two pads during sequence A2, if something is holding over from A1, then if I try to adjust it, and if I try to adjust it, then it's going to adjust it on A1. Like they're not separated individually. So like I would have to go in and literally copy the same sample over to a different pad, do the chops, and then try to finagle it if I wanted to literally do those same type of chops with a different length, if that makes sense. I know that may have sound confusing, but yeah, it was just I've run into that where it just doesn't flow seamlessly because either it's too long. I haven't figured out how to like do choke groups or mute groups on it outside of it automatically doing it within the chop. So when I was doing that jam that's on the page from this week, I messed up the chops quite a bit because, like I said, okay, cool, I'm using this. I have a pattern that I'm doing. And another thing is, I probably could have used resample. That may have fixed that issue if I just resampled it to a pad, then came back, brought it in, and then started back using those again. But okay, yeah, cool. Because I haven't figured that out yet. Let's see, that was. Let's see that 4 bars. So that's it. You have to chop the different paths, then will show as an option. Chop to different paths, then it will show as an option. Okay, I haven't done that yet. So, and this has been my process so far. Like, I'll take this particular chop, I mean, or like what I've done here. I go through, I'll create a chop, then I'll come out of chop after I put it into a, do the lazy chop or manual chop. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go back, chop. So let's take that sequence. I'm going to erase that sequence and boom. Clear sequence A1. And sample chop. Yep. So this is threshold all the way over to manual. Okay. All right. So now, is it extract or split? No, split just adds one wherever the marker is. I think I remember that piece of it. Hold shift and then press the middle button up top while holding shift to split. Oh, okay. But before I do that though, let's see. Oh, I'm screwing up. No, I didn't screw up yet. Good. Tune. Okay, gotcha. So now you said to go shift and then split, or is it extract? Split is not highlighted. It got extract and merge. Extract went to A1. So if I go back to pad A, pad bank, out of chop, get out of chop. So that just gave me the one. Make sure you're on sample. So does it only do just the one that chop that I'm on when I hit extract, or and then I just have to do it for each one of my chops that I want to do it, basically. So if I know which chops I'm wanting to do, you're on the make sure you have the sample button. Which I didn't know I could do that, so that's good. Add a chop. Okay, so I don't have to extract yet either. Okay. Well, I wonder why it didn't give me like when I did split, it didn't do anything. So you said to make sure I'm on sample. Okay. So let me go back. Get out of chop. Let me go back to A. I'm gonna erase this. Then I'm going back to pad C. Go to chop. I've done my um, manual chop or my lazy chop. So now I just need to, you said hit shift and press the middle button. Split. Nothing. And I know my deal is not very clear, but yeah, like the split is grayed out. I have merge and extract, only two things I can actually do. Get out of the chop menu. Okay. I just got tune, trim, and filter. And if I hit shift, I got tune and filter. Make sure that it says play. Oh, okay. Press tune twice. Ah, okay. Did not even. So now get out of chop. It still says play. And so now if I'm out of chop, I should be able to semi-tune. No. Go back in the chop maybe. I got nothing. Now look at the bottom of the screen. It shows mute group. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I do see it. Okay. So are all of them on the same mute group at that point then? Or do I need to go through each pad and then put them on, make sure that they're on the same mute group? Okay. Gotcha. 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 Okay. So Sample. Choose a pad, turn to K2 1, and then choose a pad, turn K2 to 1, then go to the next chop. You do the same thing by choosing 1. Yes. Yep. That's what I just did. Thank you. God, bro, I had no clue. No clue whatsoever. I guess what it say, read the manual. That might help. Uh, sequence 4 bars. 4. Oh, so I have to hold it down and do all of them at the same time. I can't just do the one. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I'm on K2. So I hold. Nope. Go back to chop. Get out of there. So you just have to turn K2. Shift. No. Out of there. Bro, I forgot already. Okay. Calm down, G. Let's go back. I'm in the chops. This needs to be at play. There's mute group. Okay. 1. Pad link. That's on 1. That's on 1. And that's on 1. Okay. No. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's on 1. I think it is. Because that's on 6. So now we're at 1. All right. Do that for each pad. I did it for the pads that I was using, but you're saying just do it for all 16 pads. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I see that. But what was happening when I was holding shift looking for mute group and I didn't have it on play at the top. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, that is eye opening. No clue. Um, that's cool. All right. Yo, I am so appreciative of you actually hopping on because yeah, I you gave me some feedback. I'm gonna take a look at this good old emails, these couple of these emails that you sent me. Um I still can't hear myself at all in the microphone, so I hopefully it sounds okay. I do hear the sample because I'm plugged into the sample. So yeah, man, this is cool. But I totally appreciate it. Absolutely. And I thought this little webcam was gonna work, but I'm gonna have to do something different too. I'm trying not to spend no money. I don't want to spend no money. I got baby clothes to buy, so I had to use my iPhone or something. I got 2 or 3 iPads. So I can probably use one of those too. Let's get out of this one. Let's go back to out of chop. Let's go back to pad bank A, and then I'm going to sample select, and I want to bring in a kit. I'm gonna do internal. Can I just no? I can do shift project, load project kits. Uh, Legends. I don't know. No, I don't want to do that. No, I just want to load the kit. Yeah, man, absolutely. I got you. I will definitely hit you up. Yeah, because I got some more stuff to tell you too about Virginia. Let's see. I don't want to record. I don't want to record. I just want to play this sequence. So we didn't record that whatsoever, or maybe I didn't. I could have swore I did. See, nope. Get out of sequence. Back to sample. See. All right. So yeah, that didn't. You don't need to convert the. Okay. Bet. Perfect. Love it. Perfect. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that whole thing I just actually did is I guess I erased it when I loaded the kit, which I put it on C. So yeah, messed that one up. Oh well. Sample select, external, find something else. Unless I can find that same one. Okay, I remember this battle pack. Because I ended up using this one. Were they still in Bank B? Okay. Let me go back and look and see. Maybe I saw that, but I thought, well, maybe that was just the other deal. I thought I put them in C for like chops. Uh, nah, that's that kid. It erased it. I thought I put it on C1, but yeah, this is just the stuff from that original kit. And see, I didn't load the project. I actually just loaded only the kit. But unless it just wiped everything out, so maybe it loaded the kit. It just didn't load any of the sequences that come with the project. So if I had done load project, then it would have brought the sequences as well. And if I would have done the kit first, then brought the sample in, then it would have stayed. Another piece of learning. I'm learning about this thing. So let's go back to Pad Bank C. Let's do sample select. Do something from loop layer. Yeah, I did. One probably. Going too fast. Well, it is long too. Let's see what's there. Yeah, I can't find nothing there that I want. I really suck at sample chops anyway, at sampling. That's why I make taco meat music. There's something. You group one. Boom. Now, let's see what we get. Sequence. 4 bars. Sample. Chop. Undo. That's probably terrible, but whatever. Double time. Sequence 150. Let's go down to 151. See what we get. Okay. So let's clear sequence. Let's do 150. And then let's go back to my samples and my chops. Sequence 4 bars. Mm. I didn't put the mute groups on. Uh, Sample, chop, or did I not? Mute group. Yo, what happened there? Cancel. Time correct. Okay, I haven't played with that either. Okay, I don't have to hold the shift. Okay. Yo, what? Oh, I'm not in the right deal. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I should have turned record quantize off, but I'm not mad at it though. Okay. Off. Man, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let me get out of Octane and go over to Model D. I do that every time. I be like, what is going on? Model D. Turn off. Jesus. I don't care about Mooger Foggers. I just want a bass. That's all I want. I mean, there's a bass. Except it's not playing on my keyboard. It should go loud too. You know what? I don't think I changed the tune on this particular one. So maybe I can find the key there. That might help. See? No. You know how to see the whole sample name on there? Maybe. Sample select flat mute B flat major. Okay. Well, not the most ideal way to see it. I just happen to still have it up pulled up. So there we go. Yeah, that would be dope if they did that. What would also be dope is if I could actually get stupid. Okay. Model D to act right. Of course, you're not going to work. Thank you. Basilicious. Pure synth, maybe. There we go. There we go. So dumb. So dumb. I could have swore I downloaded all this. I just want a bass. That's all I want. Model D into the Live 2 and then turn it into a key group. No, I haven't thought about it. I don't do a ton of key. I haven't historically done a ton of key groups in the Live 2. I've been watching some videos here recently where I I think it may have been Raul that I was watching the other day, and he was talking about how he had sampled some stuff in to he has to sample, but he sampled them into something. But I think he was talking about one of his packs, and he sampled everything into. Oh, it was the video where he has used he put the stickers on his scales. He put the stickers for the minor and major scales using three different colors on his sample, and so that was kind of his workaround until Akai came up with something else as far as the scales was concerned. So I was listening to him talk about that, and he had talked about how he samples everything in C. Yeah, okay, well, you saw that. So when I heard him say that, I was like, oh, well, I guess I could really start sampling some of my other stuff in, like from my Arturia stuff or any of that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, then I can start sampling in and then using key groups. But I hadn't thought about doing it that way, like you're talking about here. Um, and I think I was actually thinking in terms of all of the sounds that I have on the iPad, just I've built up over the years. And that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a real good idea. Okay. Being around there putting in work. I don't do enough of that. Like just so this right here, I don't do enough of just sitting down and like what AI say practice. We talking about practice. So I don't do enough of just sitting down and actually practicing. Like every time I sit down, I want to make a beat, but I'm not just like going through packs or going through sounds. It's like I have to be making a beat or some sort to actually figure out what that new sound is, and then I'm just not just listening. Like I should take whatever it is 15, 20 minutes and just go through a pack and just listen to what sounds I have. So yeah, I don't do enough of it. I don't know what this one is, but this is something in pure sense platinum. So on this one, I'm pretty much only using two notes on this bass. So what I will do here is I'll actually sample this into the sample, and then I'll play it from there versus playing it on the keyboard since I'm only using those two and it's not like a whole phrase. Sample, where am I? Let's go down here. I didn't want to release the keyboard because I'll forget what I actually just played. What just happened? Okay. All right. So filter. Where's my attack? You hear that click? All right, Doc. We will see you later, man. I appreciate you for popping in here. I will. I will give you a call, man. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for that. Yeah, that click is there. But no, I appreciate that. I'm gonna hop off here in a second too, because I've been sitting for too long and I ain't got no butt, so my backside is really stiff. So I got to get the blood flowing in here. Peace, Doc. We'll holler at you later, man. like it. All right, y'all. It's been real. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna get up out of here, do the things. I'll let y'all next time I decide to try this thing out. Hopefully with not as many technical difficulties this time. Peace. We holla.